Saab 9.3 sway bar link replacement. Anti-roll bar drop links or stabiliser bar drop links, whatever you prefer to call them. Stay tuned, let me show you how it's done. Raise both sides at the front so it's secure on axle stands. Chock a rear wheel and make sure the handbrake is on tight. Most stabiliser bars have a flat on the back side of the nut that you can put a spanner on. If you've still got the original equipment stabiliser bar, then you'll need a 17mm spanner and you'll need an 18mm socket for this nut. It is of course liable to be rusted on. Top tip time: apply some penetrating oil and use a breaker bar and extension to start the nut. Rest your spanner against the suspension leg to stop it from turning. Alternatively, use a nut splitter. A small one will fit over the original equipment nut. I'll put some tool links in the description. You'll need to hold the spanner with one hand whilst you undo the nut with the other. This is why you need to have both sides jacked up. It's so that both suspension legs can hang evenly so that the anti-roll bar system is relaxed, which will enable you to pull the bolt straight out of the hole. You can see why we're replacing this one. It's got a damaged gaiter. The damaged gaiter is of course an MOT failure, but these knuckle joints are prone to knocking anyway on these cars, and I would suggest that you fit heavy duty links if you can. The bottom joint is exactly the same, but because of its proximity to the wishbone down here, you won't be able to get a socket on that nut at the back, so you will have to use a spanner. And because this one's very, very tight, I'm using my trolley jack to lift the spanner in the undo direction just to start it off. Lots of room for a big nut splitter at the bottom though. Putting the new one on is exactly the opposite of taking the old one off. Place the bottom ball joint shaft through the bottom hole. You might have to position the shafts to get them through. Now you should get new nuts with your new link, and you may find that you now need different size socket and spanner. This particular one needs a 19mm spanner on the and in common with the Mailer heavy duty links that I've got on my own car, the flat on the back is 16mm, and I've had a spanner ground down on each side using a grinder just to make it a bit thinner so it's easier to get in, because I've done this job several times. Do them up good and hand tight. There's no need to go mad. Some links come with either a hex or a Torx recess in the end of the threaded shaft there. Repeat the process on the bottom joint. You do of course have the joy of being able to rest your spanner on the track rod down here. Of course, if you've got access to a ratchet spanner, it'll make life a lot easier. Do make sure that you haven't displaced the rubber boot with your spanner. If you got value from my video, please like it down by the title. This job, so easy anyone can do it. No excuses. See you next time.